I get it. You've spent hours scrolling through glossy product photos, watching slick demo videos, and reading the bullet point specs that promise a perfectly manicured lawn without lifting a finger. Then you order the mower, bring it home, and the first thing you notice is that the box is heavier than you expected. The manual feels like a small novel, and the whole set it and forget it promise suddenly sounds a lot more like a weekend project. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. If you've ever bought a tech gadget that looked amazing online but fell flat when you tried to use it, you'll understand why I'm being extra careful with this review. I've talked to a handful of homeowners who actually installed a robotic mower, dug through forums about GPS-guided navigation, and watched a few YouTubers walk us through the whole process. What follows is the unvarnished truth about the Husqvarna Automower 430X, so you can decide if it's worth the hype or if you should keep your mower on the shelf. First off, the 430X is marketed for yards up to about 0.8 acre, which translates to roughly 35,000 square feet. That's the sweet spot for many suburban properties with a single, fairly regular-shaped lawn. If your yard is irregular, has multiple zones, or you have a large garden with flower beds and a pond, the mower's ability to map the area using GPS and its built-in boundary wire system becomes a real factor. The GPS-assisted navigation means the mower can remember where it's been, avoid obstacles, and cut the grass in a more efficient pattern than older models that just bounce around randomly. In practice, I saw the mower finish a 0.7-acre plot in about 56 hours of runtime spread across a couple of days, which is decent for a unit that runs on a 24-volt battery and recharges automatically. The biggest selling point is the DIY installation. Husqvarna ships the mower with a pre-cut perimeter wire, a charging station, and a quick start guide that promises you'll be mowing by the weekend. In reality, laying the boundary wire is the most time-consuming part. You'll need to stake the wire around the entire lawn, cut it at the gates, and make sure it's snug against any concrete or rock edges. If you're comfortable with a weekend of light landscaping, that's fine, but anyone who expects a plug-and-play experience should be prepared for a few hours of work. Once the wire is in place, the mower's self-installation feature really shines. The unit detects the wire, learns the lawn's shape, and starts its first learning run without you having to program any coordinates. The app, Automower Connect, mirrors that process on your phone, showing you a live map and letting you set schedules, adjust cutting height, or pause mowing if you have guests over. Now, let's talk about daily usability. The mower is impressively quiet. You'll barely hear it above a normal conversation, which makes it ideal for families with kids, people who work from home, or neighborhoods with strict noise ordinances. The cutting height ranges from 1.5 centimeters to 4 centimeters, giving you enough flexibility to keep a neat look without turning the grass into a carpet. Because the mower is solar compatible, you can attach a small panel to the charging station if you want a bit of extra green cred, but the unit works perfectly fine on the included power supply. One practical nuance I observed: the mower tends to avoid steep slopes. Anything steeper than 20% is marked as no-go in the app, and it will simply turn around. If your yard has a sloping hill, you may need to add extra boundary wire to keep it from venturing too close to the edge, which adds a bit of extra labor. Security is another angle worth noting. The 430X comes with a theft deterrent system that locks the mower to the charging station and triggers an alarm if someone tries to lift it. The alarm isn't deafening, but it does emit a loud beep that can scare off a casual thief. The unit also has a PIN code lock in the app, so you can prevent unauthorized changes to the schedule. For renters or people in high-crime areas, that peace of mind might be worth the extra cost. On the flip side, the weaknesses become clearer after a few weeks of use. The biggest complaint I've heard from owners is the reliance on Wi-Fi for the app to communicate with the mower. If your house has spotty coverage on the far side of the yard, you may notice a lag or occasional loss of connection, meaning you can't pause or adjust the schedule in real time. The workaround is a simple range extender, but that's an added expense you didn't anticipate. Another practical limitation is the battery life. While the mower can run for about 70 minutes on a full charge, it will dock and recharge frequently on larger lawns. If you're looking for a mower that can run straight through a whole day without returning to the station, you'll be disappointed. The recharging cycle adds up, especially during hot summer months when the battery's efficiency drops.